Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
New S21 FE, also known as the Fan Edition. I'm not really sure why it exists. The S21 FE just makes no sense. And that was my last video. It doesn't make any sense. So I got the phone. Anyway, so yes, I left all that in there for a little bit of humor. The point of the story is, and I mentioned this in some of the other videos I made, I got the phone because I review phones. I'm also addicted to technology, so there is that. My wife thankfully understands this. But when it comes to this phone, I don't expect a lot of people watching who are subscribed to my channel to watch it because, as I talked about in other videos, I think probably the Pixel 6, the actual S21, which is going to get a big price drop. When I bought this, I was looking on the Samsung website and they had up to like a $350 or something. You could get more money if you traded it in for the S21 than you could for the FE, and there's only a $100 difference. So basically the phones are probably about the same price if you're going to go the trade-in route through Samsung, also through the carriers. There is no real monetary incentive to actually buy this phone. None. So unless you're one of the fans who wants a Samsung Fan Edition phone, or you get a good deal, there's probably not a whole reason to buy it. Now, this one, I went through Best Buy. I ended up trading in another Samsung photo hand laying around that I don't cover, that I have no intention of using. So I got $450 off on this through Best Buy. And then I had $50 of Reward Zone credit, that because I buy stuff all the time, right? And then I also got a $100 gift card for buying it. So all said and done, I had a phone that was paid for already, traded it in. Net cost to me was $150 for this. If you're in that position, this is a great deal. It really is. But you could probably maximize that trade-in credit more towards like an S21 Ultra, which you can get for like $790 with maximum trade-in. So yeah, there are a lot of different options other than the S21 FE, but it's new. So I wanted to test it out. And yeah, so here we are. I actually, truth be told, I got my hands on this early, like way early. Last week while I was at CES, can't name any names, but there was somebody who had one prior to the embargo. I'm sitting there, sitting down to have a drink with a couple of my friends, and the guy sets a phone out on the counter and on the bar top, and he's like, "Hey, tell me what phone this is." And I look down at it, and I'm like, looks kind of like an S21, but it's not quite an S21. I'm like, is this the S21 FE? And he just goes, yep. So then we started having a conversation about it. I was supposed to get my hands on it to actually make a first impressions video, but because of the embargo stuff and our schedules and everything, and then when I saw like 8 million people drop their videos as soon as the embargo lifted, I was like, I'm good. But to my friend, if you're watching this, thank you. You're a saint. There are things about this phone that I like. I like that it has the smaller profile here on the camera bump. I like this matte finish on the back. I like the glassic. I like how light it is. I like the form factor and the flat screen. One thing you get here, it's funny, if you hold the phone and you can't see the camera bump and all you see is the antenna bands, you see the rounded edges, this phone from the back actually looks to me kind of like an iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 6 Plus. I really like the way that it looks. I like the screen. You got HDR10 Plus, AMOLED ×2, whatever that means, 120 hertz refresh rate. It's not an LTPO. So it doesn't throttle down the screen with the variable refresh rate to save you on battery. They gave you more battery. It's got a 4,500 milliamp battery, the same old Snapdragon 888, and it has 6 gigs of RAM starting out at $699. I don't really understand the 6 gigs of RAM. Like, okay, the S20 FE last year, RAM is cheap. RAM is otherworldly dirt cheap, and they have it in such mass quantities. It probably costs them 48 cents to put the extra 2 gigs of RAM in here. They probably have to consciously figure out, okay, like somebody sitting there crunching numbers going, you know, boss, we're only going to save like half a penny putting this in here. And then they upcharge you for it. So it irks me they only put 6 in here. I mean, come on, people. It came out in 2021. Put the 8 gigs of RAM in there. But then, oh, well, then it's the same as the S21. That's what this phone is. This phone is basically an S21. I mean, it's an S21 FE, but essentially it's an S21. Yeah, we got the 32 megapixel selfie camera. It's got all the other bells and whistles on it. It's a nice phone. I could use this phone as a daily driver. There are not a whole lot of non-flagship phones where I'm like, okay, I could use that as a daily driver. This is one of them. And the 4,500 milliamp battery is going to be clutch because, look, the 4,000 and the S21, just not quite enough for me. I believe it's 4,000 anyway. I didn't actually own that one. But the 5,000 and the S21 Ultra, I've actually been surprised. I got another video supposed to come out tomorrow. I jumped the gun so I could put this out. Using the S21 Ultra now, being out for a year, having One UI 4, it's like a match made in heaven. The phone itself is so refined and polished now, it feels like had the S21 Ultra launched today as polished and refined and then the software updates, dadgum, it's a good phone. The S21 Ultra makes it really hard to recommend to anyone to go buy the S22 when it comes out. And I'm already having nightmares and bad dreams about the S22 Ultra because it's going to be basically a Note. And here's another thing. Samsung has purposely done this. They tried to build pent-up demand for this Note phone. It's a Note. It's a Note. That's what it is. The S22 Ultra is a Note. And they didn't release it towards the end of this last year like they normally would. They got rid of the Note design, the Note lineup, and now they put it in the S22. So the S22 Plus is basically the best you're going to get if you don't want the stylus and you don't want to pay. This phone's going to be like $1,500. I can tell you right now, I can almost guarantee it's probably going to be $1,399, and then you're going to have to pay the tax and everything on it. It's going to be like a $1,500 phone. It's going to be ridiculous, and I bet they still give us a baseline 128. And I'm sure it doesn't have expandable SD card slot. So it's one of those things. Samsung is creating artificial demand by withholding the device they should have released earlier. We all know their sales are down. When you look at the S series devices, the S20, I think was like 23% lower sales than the S10. And the S21 was like 40% less on sales. So their sales have been in a nosedive for the last 2 years at least on the S-line devices. They've consolidated this now. They have pent-up demand. They're trying to force people to now. They didn't give us to us back then. They're going to charge more money for it and hit us over the head like a coconut. So I'm expecting $13.99. If it comes in cheaper than that, great. But I know it's going to be an expensive phone. Anyway, so this guy right here, right now at $699, like I said at the beginning, like I said in previous videos, I don't think that you should really buy it. But it's a good phone. It's a very nice phone. It seems well polished. The interface is, I mean, it's an S21. It's just the S21 FE. I'm not a big fan of the haptic feedback. It is a little on the light side. It does feel a little cheap there. It's not the worst ever by any stretch of the imagination, but like the S21 Ultra is such good haptic feedback. So is the Z Flip. So is the Z Fold. I like this phone. If you can get it on a discount, it's going to be a really good phone. And there will be discounts. Just putting that out there right now. There will be discounts. Because that's what Samsung does. They are going to knock this off. I'm sure as soon as the S22 launches, they'll probably drop the price on this $100, and then they'll expect to move units. And then this is one of those things where, look, I know that the price to make this is not all that much, especially considered or compared to the flagship models. So, yeah, they can probably have a decent profit margin on it. By the time the summer rolls down, you'll probably be able to get one of these for like $499, $399 with trade-in. Samsung is very aggressive about offering trade-ins and sales and all sorts of stuff to try and get you to buy one. And at $699, I just can't go, you should buy this. Look, the S21 Ultra, such a great phone. You can find it at a lot of different ways for much less than it costs for MSRP. The S21 itself, overall a better phone. The only thing you really get here better is the extra battery life, which, I mean, we're not going to discount that too much. And then you look at the Pixel 6, which, yes, I know we've talked about this. The software problems, those should hopefully be fixed in the next 2 weeks, I hope. I would get a Pixel 6 over this. Even with the issues, as long as they get that stuff ironed out, I love the Pixel 6. The Pixel 6 feels like an amazing phone, really a big step up over last year, over any Pixel period. Very good phone. And then you get this. It's a nice phone. I like it. I like it aesthetically. I like it ergonomically. I like what's under the hood. The timing, the placement, and the price just... They like hit the outer atmosphere on the Earth and bounce off on entry. It's just not there. It doesn't have the it factor for me. So, cool phone. If you can get it on a deal, I know that other places internationally, it's probably a good deal. and it might be something that really appeals to you, and it might be cheaper than trying to get some of these other phones that I mentioned, because Samsung aggressively markets things. Each country is different. So I don't want to turn people off from this phone. If you take nothing away, it's a very good phone. It's a very nice phone. It's a nice looking phone, good build quality. It feels great in the hand, top-notch performance, Snapdragon 888, all that jazz. If you want to get one, it's going to serve you well. Just for the reasons I mentioned, I'm not the big fan in a lot of other ways. So I'm going to test this out more later. This is a, look, I just got it today. I did spend about an hour with it previously before it came out. It was enough that I thought, you know what, I looked at this, I kind of like it. And I want to share this because I know some people are interested in it. So I'm going to bite the bullet. That's why I'm here. That's why I have a tech channel. That's why I get ad revenue. It helps me to be able to buy these things. So you guys watching and supporting, that's what enables me to buy this stuff and to cover these phones for you guys. So even though I know not everybody wants me to cover it, I want to cover it for the people that do care. And I figured, look, you guys really value my opinion, my honesty, my integrity, my thought processes on these things. So, yeah, I don't want to shortchange people on that, especially with this phone, especially when I cover a lot of Samsung stuff. I covered the S21 Ultra, the Z Fold 3, the Z Flip 3. Now we're going to check out the FE, and I'm going to dive in. I'm going to use it because I do think it's a nice phone. So all that stuff, everything I said, just coalesce that in your brain, and we'll go from there. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions, anything specifically you want me to look at, to test at, things that you're curious about while I've got it, please sound off in the comment section so I can address that moving forward. If you enjoyed the video, please, of course, hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell. If you've noticed, I took that out of the beginning of the video. I figure, look, if you like my videos, you're going to hit the subscribe button. I know people need to be prompted and told. Look, I'm here to give you the stuff, give you the facts, tell you what I think, and give you the information that you're looking for, not to disrupt the beginning of the video with like 20, 30 seconds of, please subscribe to my channel, please, Papa, please. Not really worried about that. You're here. I appreciate it. Thank you for the watch time. Thank you. And hopefully it was an enjoyable experience and I gave you the information that you wanted, because ultimately that's why you're here and that's why I'm here. So thanks again. As always, I appreciate you watching. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next time.